Boses ng Magsasaka, maghahatid ng kaalamang pang-agrikultura. Kapaki-pakinabang sa mga magtatanim ng palay, mais, gulay, magninyog at mangingisda. Boses ng Magsasaka, ilalahad ang mga programa, proyekto at batas ng pamahalaan na maaaring pakinabangan ng magsasaka. Magsisilbing tulay ng mga ordinaryong tao upang maiparating sa pamahalaan ang mga mungkahi, hinaing at pulso ng bayan. Boses ng Magsasaka, tatalakayin at hihimayin ang mga kaalamang dapat ibahagi sa magsasakang Pilipino gamit ang siyensya, teknolohiya, makinarya at iba pang hakbangin ng pamahalaan at pribadong hanay para paunlarin ang agrikultura sa bansa. Boses ng Magsasaka, ipaglalaban ng magsasaka sa mga tiwaling gawain na balakid sa pag-unlad ng pagsasaka sa bansa. Kakampi ng magsasaka, pupurihin ang mga lingkod bayan na gumagawa ng kabutihan at tulong sa mga magsasaka. Kokondenahin ang mga tiwali at nang aapi sa mga maralitang magsasaka. Sisiguruhing iaangat at iaaho ng buhay ng bawat magsasakang Pilipino para sa kagalingan ng sambayanan. Boses ng Magsasaka, handog sa inyo ng tunay na magsasakang si Silver Bonto. Kasama rin si Cathy Cruz.
Araw-araw ang digmaan. Umaga't gabi sumasabak sa laban. Dapat protektado ka outside at inside. Immune Advance contains 4 active ingredients gaya ng lagundi, malunggay, non-acidic vitamin C at zinc. Tulong pampatibay resistensya para tulong proteksyon. Isama pa ang proper diet at exercise. Para katawan ay handa, Immune Advance helps support a healthy immune system. Immune Advance ang sandata. No approved therapeutic claims. Ang Immune Advance ay hindi gamot at hindi dapat gamiting panggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit. Available in Shopee, Lazada, and other leading drugstores.
Make weekends and holidays count by bonding with family and friends. At Hillspa Resort, we can make that happen for you. Rest, relax, and have fun in a natural setting with so much greenery around you. Hillspa Resort boasts of 3 large and clear pools, 3 spacious function halls, and several clean and cozy rooms for a memorable and enjoyable overnight stay. Our various facilities can cater to various budgets. Hillspa Resort is located in Barangay Lalakay, Los Baños, Laguna. Why not check us out for that overdue bonding activity with family and friends? For inquiries, please call Joey at 0932-624-2019.
Narito ang mga patutuon ng ating mga kababayan na natulungan ng Immune Advance.
Ako po si Ronald Advincula na taga Santa Rosa, Nueva Ecija. Security guard. Simula po nung nasubukan ko itong Immune Advance, naging mahimbing po yung aking pagtulog at yung aking appetite po. Lumakas po ako sa pagkain. Kung ganun kagaya nung dati na talagang nalalambot po ako nung hindi ko pa po nainom itong food supplement nito. Start po nung nainom ko to, lumakas po. Saka yung resistensya ko po medyo nagkaroon po ng energetic. Dito po sa food supplement ng Immune Advance, maganda po talaga. Salamat Immune Advance.
Ako si Yoli Mabasa, senior citizen, retired banker ng Ilagan, Isabela. Alam nyo, dati ang nararamdaman ko, nagpapalpitate ako. Sinubukan ko yung Immune Advance. Aba, nawala na yung palpitation ko. Gumaan pa ang pakiramdam ko. At saka simula noon, tuwing umiinom ako, naku, ang sarap na ng tulog ko. Salamat Immune Advance. Mabuti na lang na-discover kita. Thank you.
Siya ni Lolita Daban, 46 years old, taga Kutog Grande de Mercedes, Isabela. Dati-dati naragatan nak nga maturog, tata nagimas mit titurog kon. Agyaman nak mit detang impid da kanyak immune advance. Padasin nyo immune advance na laing. Sobrat na itulong na tibagit. Thank you.
Nibubot buwak 50 anyos, taga District 1, Benito Sullivan, Isabela. Manay po dinagtumarak, iti immune advance, talaga mariknak, iti bagik nga mayat. Mayat tipan naturog ko, kayan pumiksa akpay. Idi gamin, adda iti rabi nga dyan makaturturog. Ngumi dinagtumarak, iti immune advance, isumutan si mayat tipan naturog ko. Sungado kayat yung mayat ti pumiksa, kayan mayat tipan naturog na, agtumar kayo ti immune advance, awan ti side effect na, tunay nga organic.
Tiwala ako.
Immune Advance, alagang totoo, alagang natural, mabibili sa Lazada, Shopee at sa inyong mga suking parmasya, sa mga drugstore, sa inyong mga lugar.
Ang tinig ng magsasaka ay maririnig na, laban sa kahirapan, panlipunang katarungan.
Angat ang kabuhayan, ahon sa kinabukasan, magsasaka, magkaisa.
Angat ahon, mga magsasaka. Angat ahon, bawat isa'y magsama-sama. Angat ahon, magsasaka.
Ahon, mga magsasaka. Matapat na pamamahala ang ating adhikain, pag-angat at pag-ahon sa bayan nating tugon.
Hinahin ang kakayahan, iangat ang kabuhayan. Uring magsasaka, tayo ay umahon na. Angat
Ahon, mga magsasaka.
angat ahon, bawat isa'y magsama-sama.
Diyos maray na aldaw sa indong gabos na mga kabanwa. Magandang araw Pilipinas, magandang araw Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao. At sa lahat po ng ating mga kababayan sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo. Welcome po sa ating palatuntunang Boses ng Magsasaka. Ito po ang inyong lingkod, Cathy Cruz, na inyo pong makakasama sa loob ng isang oras. Sa lahat po ng mga masugid nating taga-subaybay, maaari po kayo magpadala ng text sa 0915-258-4091 o magpadala po kayo ng sulatroniko kung may nais po kayong ibahagi sa amin na impormasyon o mungkahi na nais po ninyong talakayin natin sa ating palatuntunan. Magpadala po sa Boses ng Magsasaka at gmail.com. At maaari din po kayo mag-iwan ng komento sa ating mga social media pages, ang atin pong himpilang Katipunan Channel at syempre ang sarili nating bahay na BDT Radio Production. Maaari din nyo po akong personal na mag-message kayo sa aking pong sariling account, Miss Cathy Cruz. Hanapin nyo lang po yan. At syempre, ngayong umaga ay isa na namang oras na magtatalakayan tayo tungkol sa isang uri ng teknolohiya na ginagamit po sa ating agrikultura o sa ating pong mga lugar ng pansakahan, no? So ang ating pong makakapanayam ngayon ay nagtapos sa De La Salle University na nakakuha po ng BS Physics minor sa Economics degree at hinahabol ang kanyang MS Economics degree. Siya ay nagtrabaho sa ilang mga gawad na pananaliksik ng gobyerno sa ilalim ng iNano Solutions sa De La Salle University at naging bahagi ng isang independenteng consulting team na naatasang gumawa ng buffer stock study para sa National Food Authority ayon sa ipinag-uutos ng Republic Act 11203. Sa kasulukuyan, siya ay saring co-founder at CEO ng Anihan o Anihan Technologies, isang agri-tech startup na nag-alok ng hardware, software at data bilang isang serbisyo para i-standardize ang mga operasyon ng agribusiness upang maihatid ang agrikulturang pinagana ng teknolohiya sa mga tao. Mula po noong 2021, binuo ng Anihan ang profile at network nito sa pamamagitan ng pagwawagi sa 4 na kompetisyon sa pagsisimula. pagtanggap ng maagang yugto ng pagpopondo mula sa Leave a Nest Capital at Foodie Box Group Malaysia. Pati na rin ang pag-secure ng mga maagang nag-adapt tulad ng Grain Pro Philippines at Harvest Agribusiness Corporation. Hindi ko na patatagalin dahil ang atin pong makakasama ngayon ay walang iba kundi si Binibining Gillian Santos. Magandang hapon sa iyo o magandang umaga sa iyo, Gillian.
Yes, magandang umaga ho, Cathy. Thank you for the introduction. So ako nga ho si Gillian Santos. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Anihan Technologies, or Anitech for short. We're a hardware and software as a service company. So ginagamit po namin dito is data and sensors to standardize agribusiness operations. So currently, yung serbisyo na binibigay po namin sa agricultural sector is the following. We develop IoT sensor systems. So IoT meaning Internet of Things, sensor systems na pwede makamonitor ng data such as carbon dioxide, temperature, humidity, light intensity, and etc. to monitor greenhouses, pati na rin po warehouses. Meron rin po kami dine-develop na software right now that can help visualize yung data na nakukuha po namin sa sensors. And yung service aspect na ginagawa po namin para sa agricultural sector is also actionable data. So data in the form of reports and analysis to help users or to help farmers and wholesalers make better data-driven decisions during the pre-harvest level up to the post-harvest level. So currently po ngayon, kaya po namin magserbisyo sa Regions 3 and Regions 4A. So Central Luzon and Calabarzon.
Nako, ang dami kaagad detalye na binigay ni Gillian, no?
Yes.
Pero aataduhin po natin yan para sa kapakanan ng ating pong mga kababayan na nanonood ngayon. Well, isang karangalan to sa akin, Gillian, na ikaw ay bahagi ngayon ng palatuntunan ng Boses ng Magsasaka. Pero syempre, ikaw ay founder, ikaw ang nagtatag mismo ng iyong sariling kumpanya na Anihan Technologies. Kailan mo ba to sinimulan at ano ba ang tinatawag nating layunin ng pagtatatag nito? Because you're a physicist, right? So, parang, teka lang, tama ba yung ano? Parang ang iniisip ko, iba yung papasukin mong industriya. So, una mo nang tanong ko is, kailan mo ba tinatag tong Anihan Technologies? At bakit ito yung pinasok mo, Gillian?
Yes, so technically, nag-incorporate kami as a company November 10, 2021. Pero before that, nung parang mga idea stages pa kami, we started joining yun nga ho, startup competitions around January of 2021. So within less than a year, nakapag-incorporate na po kami as a company dahil nakita namin yung need and yung demand for these kinds of solutions dito sa Pilipinas at hindi lang ho sa Pilipinas, pati na rin ho sa buong Asia or ASEAN region. So basically, yung mission kasi namin sa kumpanya namin is to organize the flow of information, lahat ng datos, lahat ng information na dumadaloy in each stage of the supply chain through this system of solutions. So it's not just, you can't just have one type of solution like hardware. Kasi the sensor basically is just a tool. Kagamitan lang siya to get the data. Data right now is the most important thing that you can have as a company, whether nasa agricultural sector ka pa man, or manufacturing, or energy, etc., etc. So what we want to be able to do is organize that information and fill in the gaps across the entire value chain. Kasi marami tayong gaps, marami po tayong challenges across the entire value chain. So by doing so, by having this uniform set of data spread across the entire Philippines and hopefully within the ASEAN, we envision a future wherein we can give tech-enabled agriculture within reach for the people of the Philippines and beyond. So what we mean by tech-enabled agriculture is hindi siya full automation. There will never come a time na we won't need farmers. Farmers will always be needed. Matindi pong trabaho yan. It's one of the hardest jobs in the world, being a farmer, being a wholesaler. And actually, just being in the agricultural sector is hard enough. What we want to be able to do is make the work easier for farmers and for wholesalers so that they can start profiting, at the farm level and even at the wholesale level. Kasi po noong 2020, ayon po sa DA Vegetable Industry Roadmap, our Philippine fruit and vegetable industry actually produced 402 billion pesos worth of crops in that year alone. But the fact is we lose 10 to 40% of that before it even hits yung mga markets, like let's say Walmart, Hypermart, and even individual consumers sa bahay natin. Now, apart from climate change, which alam na natin na malaking problema siya, pati na rin lack of infrastructure, malaki siyang problema. One of the reasons kung bakit talaga na-experience natin yung 10 to 40% food loss na yon is because decisions are made late, decisions are subjective, and lahat ng resources na ginagamit natin to grow and store food is either overused or underutilized. So masyadong tayong maraming ginagamit na inputs, or we use too much water, or electricity, or marami tayong hindi nagagamit na within our reach. So this leads to low yield and inconsistent quality, which is a very big problem, not just in the Philippines, but also within the ASEAN region, Southeast Asian region. So without that proper data collection and decision support system, our entire agricultural sector and the Philippines will lose approximately 161 billion pesos a year. So that's the reason why Anitech exists. We want to solve that 10 to 40% food loss problem na experience ng Pilipinas every year.
So meaning, Gillian, with what you're saying, may solution pala dun sa 10 to 40% food loss natin. And kanina, may nabanggit ka, Anihan Technologies o Anihan Technologies basically is to organize the flow of the food value chain. So meaning, correct me if I'm wrong ng pagkakaintindi, Gillian. Meaning, from the farmers up to household, diba? From the market to household, transportation, ito yon. Ito yung teknolohiya. Tama ba ako, Gillian?
Yes. Just to do a clarification, the food loss as defined by the Food Agricultural Organization based, in the UN, they describe food loss as crops that are being lost, as in nawawala siya, at the first mile. So meaning at the farm level, tsaka at the warehouse level, right before you distribute it sa retail side. Kasi sa retail side at saka sa, let's say, individual consumers sa mga bahay natin, ang tinatawag na doon ay food waste.
Okay.
Food waste naman yon. So that's the second half. So di ba we have this entire value chain. Yung first half, that's food loss. Yung second half na nawawala lahat ng crops,
that's the food waste.
So what we want to be able to solve is the food loss. What happens in the first half.
Okay. So meaning from farm to warehouse.
Yes.
Yes,
basically.
Kasi it's yun yung kinategorize as the food loss ng natin sa agriculture sector natin. And I think maganda yung idea na nakita mo because ito lagi yung kampanya ng Department of Agriculture dun sa kaya lang hindi nililinaw kasi ang intindi ng tao yung food loss is mula sa farm hanggang sa bahay, 'di ba? From household or individual household, 'di ba? So meaning at least klinaro mo dito na yung food loss na tinatawag natin na 10 to 40% is from the farm to warehouse. When we talk of farm, meaning doon sa ating mga magsasaka, right? Mismong either they are cooperative farmers or individual farmers or private company, 'di ba? Merong mga ganon kasi. And another is when it terms of warehouse, meaning storage. It be dry storage or cold storage, right? Tama ba ako ng pang-intindi ko? Oo. And
so, ang technical term po doon is pre-harvest and post-harvest.
Okay.
Tama.
Okay. So, pre-harvest and post-harvest. Okay, that's right. So, kasama ba doon yung naglalaro na yung takbo ng utak ko, Gillian so meaning kasama na rin doon yung pag-transport from the farmer to the warehouse. Kasi napaka well, I think maganda yung naisip ninyo, Jill, kasi mukhang nandito yung bigat ng problema. You know why ko nasabi yan? There's a lot of news, all over the country na nakikita natin from Baguio, from Nueva Ecija, from Mindanao, nakikita natin ang daming nasasayang. Tinatapon na lang nila mga tinanim ng ating mga magsasaka sa sama ng loob nila kesa bilhin sa kanila sa bagsak presyo ng mga traders natin, ang nangyayari ay mas mabuti pa itapon na lang nila yan. Diba? Kaysa
That in
pakinabangan.
itself is food loss. That's exactly it. That's the definition of food loss pag tinatapon mo siya at the farm.
Oo. Ngayon, my question is, how you gathered the data? Do you have any tawag dito, one is platform na ginagamit nyo. Second is, what are your resources? Is it our government agency? Paano nyo kinokolekta to? Tapos, nasang stage na kayo ng pag-collect ng mga data? Go ahead, Gillian.
Yes, that's a very good loaded question. So basically, yung data muna na kine-collect namin is environmental data. Basically, temperature, humidity, light intensity, and carbon dioxide. Eventually, we will move on to add more sensors like rainfall, wind speed. We even have a joint venture partnership with a Canadian startup to build a farm management platform that will collect all types of farm data, meaning how much fertilizer na yung na-apply mo, how much pesticide na yung na-apply mo, how many times ka nag-irrigate during the course of one crop cycle, pati na rin ho yung farm layout, farm profile mismo at certain regions or certain provinces. So we want to be able to combine both the sensor data and all types of farm data para malaman namin kung paano pa mas mapapaganda or mas mapapalago yung operations ng farm. So at this early stage right now we are tracking four variables. We have also a partnership with Grain Pro Philippines right now, an internal pilot pa lang siya to monitor at the post-harvest level, rice storage to be exact, rice hermetic storage. But eventually, we will also be tracking pesticide residue levels for post-harvest as well. So it's a very long game because, number one, hindi kami katulad ng most companies na software solution lang. We have to develop and we have to commercialize both the hardware and the software. So meaning, that's one of our challenges. It's very capital intensive what we do, but it's needed in order to collect more and more data to be able to help both the farmers, at the farm level and at the warehouse level. So early stages pa lang kami, but we do have, we're building traction right now with the key partners that we have sa agricultural sector.
Medyo tawag dito, malaking challenge ito being 'di ba, new pa lang sa How many years you started in November 10, 2021, you registered it and it's going 2
years.
2 years more than lang. So
Yeah.
medyo marami pa kayo.
Pa lang kami this year.
Oo.
Yeah.
Kumbaga sa pag invest mo ng capital, hindi ka pa nakakabawi, 'di ba?
Exactly.
Tapos ang dami mo pang
hindi pa.
hindi pa talaga. And besides, ang dami mo pang kailangan gawin considering na sabi mo nga, this is not just software, kundi meron kayong hardware. And for doing hardware, of course, you need technical people, di ba? Hindi ito So, sino-sino ang bumubuo ng Anihan Technologies? Kasi obviously, hindi lang to kailangan nito ng sabihin na nating communication and electronics engineer, 'di ba? Kailangan mo ng mga ganyan. Tama ba ako, Gillian?
Yeah, I guess in our team we're actually just a 4-man team. Ganon kami ka early stage.
Wow.
So for the past 2 years, we've been running this company and doing everything. One minute I'm making a proposal for a client. The other minute, customer representative. The other minute, I'm pitching or I'm interviewing in a show just to tell the story of Anitech. The other minute, I'm doing site visits. So it varies day by day, but it's the most exciting part. Me personally, as a startup founder, to build something and to keep on interacting at the farm level and even at the warehouse level, knowing how deep the challenge is and where exactly can we fit in sa agricultural sector. So that's that's basically my obsession. Obsession siya, hindi lang siya passion.
Oo, talaga. Kasi ano to sa totoo lang, maganda yung layunin ninyo. But medyo malaki yung scope of work na gagawin ninyo.
Yes.
'Di ba? Malaki talaga. And considering na ito pa yung pressing issues ng ating bansa ngayon. 'Di ba?
Yes.
So, kaya gusto kong balikan yung tanong ko. Sabi mo nga, may ka-partner kayo ng mga Canadian startup managers. Tama ba ako? But of course, ano ko lang to, nasa isip ko lang, of course, Canada is different from Philippines. Sa klima na lang magkaiba.
Yes, of course.
And in terms of agricultural technology, napakalayo pa rin natin in terms sa kanila because they already have nakaset up na sa kanila yung smart farming unlike sa atin, right? So, I'm sure meron kang mga challenges pagdating sa atin. Kung may mga challenges ka, can you tell us at least 5 na lang? Yeah, 5 na lang ang hinihingi ko kasi I'm sure marami kang mga challenges na nararanasan being sabihin na nating nasa early stage pa lang ang inyong company, ang technology na ginagawa niya.
Yeah.
Jill?
Oo nga, tama. I-limit natin. So, at the start, very start, idea stage pa lang yung startup namin. Number one, we started in the middle of the pandemic, in the middle of COVID. So, wala kaming access to any type of funds, wala kaming access to lab space, equipment, and other resources we had back then. Number two, in the agricultural sector, trust is everything. And because Anitech is new, I haven't even been in agriculture for more than 5 years. So no brand equals no trust. So you need to be there, you need to talk to them, you need to really explain what your company is, what your company does, and how they can help. So that's a lot of the challenges back then. You needed to build the brand from scratch. And also, like I said, dahil capital intensive kami, because may ginagawa kaming hardware and we need a lot of, funding for research and development. Maraming trial and error involved and maraming prototype testing involved. So it needs a huge amount of capital in order to make this, in order to sustain the innovation side of things. And the last is really our agricultural sector in its entirety. Sobrang fragmented. So kulang pa tayo sa clustered farms, kulang pa tayo dun sa consolidation of farms within provinces and within regions. So imagine mo na lang if let's say 100 farms. So does that mean do I have to visit 100 farms in 100 days? Diba? That's not efficient. Pero if let's say there are 100 farms na nakakumpul na and we meet with just the representative or a couple of representatives per farm in one location tapos implementation na kaagad, di much better, diba? I don't have to talk to them isa-isa. So that's really the struggle.
Really?
As long as fragmented yung buong agricultural sector, we might not be able to tap or to help everyone.
Kayo ay nakikinig sa programang Boses ng Magsasaka.
I don't know, Gillian, if you are aware of the so-called RSVP, yung parang
RSBSA,
registration of the farmers, 'di ba? Farmers
Yes,
registration.
RSBSA.
Oo, RSBSA. Oo, tama. Hindi ko alam kung nakakatulong ba 'yon sa inyo to track down yung mga, kasi I understand hindi lang to individual kundi organizations din or maybe probably because some of the farmer organization are already registered as cooperatives. Makakatulong ba sa inyo ang Cooperative Development Authority to track down all the farmers, the list of farmers?
Oh yes, definitely. If anyone has access to any type of registration database of all the farmers, mas makakatulong sa amin yun kasi mas kaya namin i-narrow down which farms can we target first. But the RSBSA data, we haven't requested it yet through the FOI. The DA does have public data on which farms are GAP certified or organic certified. But there are only a few in this country. In fact, there are like less than 5,000 still GAP farms in the Philippines. So yes, it would help if the data is somehow easily accessed. But so far it's not. But we do know that the RSBSA exists.
Alam mo, inaisip ko lang ano lang to, suggestion lang din. Just like what I did with the PLDT Smart. Iniisip ko lang, well, probably, the Cooperative Development Authority must be aware of your company, of your technology. Kasi, baka makatulong din sila. Diba? Makatulong sila in terms of data gathering ng company ninyo, and siguro you can do a MOA or MOU. Let's try. Maybe one of these days I will ask the Cooperative Development Authority to interview in Boses na Magsasaka together with of course with you, Gillian. And isa pang naisip ko, I think the ATI, they have the list of the farmers, right?
Learning sites. Yes,
Oo,
learning
kasi
sites.
they have regional centers, training centers, right? So most probably baka makatulong din sila sa inyo. Diba?
Yes, actually, we've presented to them last year. So hopefully hopefully by the end of this first quarter of this year, we will be sending them naman a proposal to try to integrate this technology dun sa mga learning sites. So okay naman yun actually with the DAATI. Usually we see them in almost every agri event, because the entire community, the sector is very small. We see each other from time to time. The challenge is kasi with something like farms, you really need to be there on site, always at the field, so that they don't forget you. Because syempre, di ba, minsan walang signal sa farm.
Yes,
So how can you call them? Or whatever contact number is listed sa website is no longer active or cannot be reached. So you have no choice but to be there. So that's also a challenge as well. And of course, I mean, in terms of challenges, mabagal talaga tayo sa tech adoption dito sa Pilipinas. We're almost always the last mover, and there needs to be a lot of hand holding and training involved in order for the farmers to keep on using this type of technology. So that's what we're starting to do. We actually also recently conducted a workshop with Jollibee Group Foundation last January 30 to talk about our technology with youth farmers naman, youth farm co-ops. So,
mukhang ang Anihan Technologies, mukhang kailangan nyo talaga ng maraming partners. Kasi you cannot do it alone, di ba?
You cannot.
And siguro maganda na rin sabihin at itanong sa'yo kung may mga ahensya ba ng gobyerno na tumutulong sa Anihan Technologies. Kung meron, sino sila? At kung wala pa, panawagan mo sa kanila. Go ahead, Gillian.
Okay. At the start, we applied for an incubation program called IDEA program. So this is organized by DTI, Department of Trade and Industry, in collaboration with PhilDev Foundation. So we applied there. It was, I think, a 3-month incubation program that had a lot of modules on the basic fundamentals of how to build a startup. So things about Finance 101, building quality management systems. So internally, merong mga incubation programs na sinalian kami na, yes, that has been organized by the DTI. The second government agency that really helped us, especially this year and noong November, was DOST, TAPI, a sub-agency of DOST that's really geared towards commercialization of technologies. We were recently granted Technicom. It's a Technicom grant. That's the name of the grant. And we're building a nanosensor for pesticide level detection. So it's an entirely new product line ng Anitech right now, and the grant is for 1 year. So hanggang November 2024 siya. So thank you, DOST. Just a huge shout out if someone from DOST is listening. So yes, we got a Technicom grant. As for the DA, hopefully matuloy yung sa DA-ATI. I mean, if we were to start somewhere with the DA, we would appreciate it if the partnership started with DA-ATI kasi they with DAATI, they already have funding for capacity building.
Yes.
The learning sites that they accredited are integrated farms.
Yes.
So they do have some form of structure. So they're used to collecting data kahit mano-mano. So okay sa amin yun kasi we need farmers that are we want to work with farmers right now at the early stages that are a bit disciplined to write things on paper, so that when they're disciplined enough to write things day by day, we can help integrate what they're doing from pen and paper to a web app.
Okay. So, at least meron kang hopefully congratulations sa sa DOST TAPI na mention kayo At maraming nanonood ng ating mula sa Department of Science and Technology dahil mga kaibigan natin siya. At DTI and DAATI, hopefully mag-push through 'yan. Diba?
Yes, hopefully.
Oo, hopefully. And siguro kung may mga nais na makipag-ugnayan sa inyo, tumulong sa inyo, to be partner, ano ba ang saan kanila pwedeng mahagilap, paano kanila kokontakin? Nasa yung pagkakataon ngayon, Gillian.
Yes, you can always contact me through email, Gillian@Anihan, ANIHAN.tech, TECH. Or you can just go through our website and send us an inquiry, www.anihan.tech. So that's basically it. Yes, there, the QR codes, you can always just scan those. You can also contact me through LinkedIn. Yes, so either LinkedIn or email, I'm almost always active naman through those channels.
Okay, so yan po, puntahan nyo po yung kanyang actually madali nyo po siyang makikita I-google nyo lang po yung pangalan niya, Gillian Santos, Anihan Technologies. Lalabas naman po even yung mga interview sa kanya at saka iba pa na information tungkol po kay Gillian. But Gillian, of course, I understand na sa totoo lang, nakikita ko ang iyong kumpanya na malaki ang magiging kontribusyon, sa pagbigay ng kalutasan sa problema ng mga gaps o yung alam mo yon, yung mga hindi nila nakikita pero nakikita ninyo. Hindi ko maintindihan bakit nakikita mo pero hindi nila nakikita. Nada. Anyway, at kumbaga parang nakakatuwa, So nakikita ko na ang iyong kumpanya ay mas lalawig pa. At bukas ang palatuntunan ng Boses ng Magsasaka para agapayanan ka at kung meron kang mga nais na ibigay sa aming mga impormasyon, ibahagi sa aming mga kaganapan sa iyong teknolohiya na ginagawa ngayon, ay bukas ang palatuntunan ito.
Boses ng Magsasaka.
Ibigay po muna natin ang tagapagtaguyod ng palatuntunan ito.
Araw-araw ang digmaan. Umaga't gabi sumasabak sa laban. Dapat protektado ka outside at inside. Immune Advance contains 4 active ingredients gaya ng lagundi, malunggay, non-acidic vitamin C at zinc. Tulong pampatibay resistensya para tulong proteksyon. Isama pa ang proper diet at exercise. Para katawan ay handa, Immune Advance helps support a healthy immune system. Immune Advance ang sandata. No approved therapeutic claims. Ang Immune Advance ay hindi gamot at hindi dapat gamiting panggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit. Available in Shopee, Lazada, and other leading drugstores.
Make weekends and holidays count by bonding with family and friends. At Hillspa Resort, we can make that happen for you. Rest, relax, and have fun in a natural setting with so much greenery around you. Hillspa Resort boasts of 3 large and clear pools, 3 spacious function halls, and several clean and cozy rooms for a memorable and enjoyable overnight stay. Our various facilities can cater to various budgets. Hillspa Resort is located in Barangay Lalakay, Los Baños, Laguna. Why not check us out for that overdue bonding activity with family and friends? For inquiries, please call Joey at 0932-624-2019.
Narito ang mga patutuon ng ating mga kababayan na natulungan ng Immune Advance.
Ako po si Ronald Advincula na taga Santa Rosa, Nueva Ecija. Security guard. Simula po nung nasubukan ko itong immune advance, naging mahimbing po yung aking pagtulog at yung aking appetite po. Lumakas po ako sa pagkain. Kung ganun kagaya nung dati na talagang nalalambot po ako nung hindi ko pa po nainom itong food supplement nito. Start po nung nainom ko to, lumakas po. Saka yung resistensya ko po medyo nagkaroon po ng energetic. Dito po sa food supplement ng immune advance, maganda po talaga. Salamat Immune Advance.
Ako si Yoli Mabasa, senior citizen, retired banker ng Ilagan, Isabela. Alam nyo, dati ang nararamdaman ko, nagpapalpitate ako. Sinubukan ko yung immune advance. Aba, nawala na yung palpitation ko. Gumaan pa ang pakiramdam ko. At saka simula noon, tuwing umiinom ako, naku, ang sarap na ng tulog ko. Salamat immune advance. Mabuti na lang na-discover kita. Thank you.
Shop ni Lolita Daban, 46 years old, taga Kutog Grande de Mercedes, Isabela. Dati-dati naragatan nak nga maturog, tata nagimas mit titurog kon. Agyaman nak mit detang impid da kanyak immune advance. Padasin nyo immune advance na laing. Sobrat na itulong na tibagit. Thank you.
Libubot buwak 50 anyos, taga District 1, Benito Sulibin, Isabela. Manay po dinagtumarak, iti immune advance, talaga mariknak, iti bagik nga mayat. Mayat tipan naturog ko, kayan pumiksa akpay. Idi gamin, adda iti rabi nga dyan makaturturog. Ngumi dinagtumarak, iti immune advance, isumatan si mayat tipan naturog ko. Sungado kayat yung mayat ti pumiksa, kayan mayat tipan naturog na, agtumar kayo ti immune advance, awan ti side effect na, tunay nga organic.
Tiwala ko.
Immune Advance, alagang totoo, alagang natural, mabibili sa Lazada, Shopee at sa inyong mga suking parmasya, sa mga drugstore, sa inyong mga lugar.
Tayo po ay muling nagbabalik dito pa rin sa ating palatuntunang Boses ng Magsasaka. Ito po ang inyong lingkod, Cathy Cruz. Kasama pa rin natin ang isang maganda at mahusay na binibining si Gillian Santos ng Anihan Technologies. Okay, sa ikalawang bahagi at sa pagtatapos ng ating palatuntunan, Gillian, kasi kanina, nakita ko lang na sabi mo nga kanina, hardware kayo, software at saka data collection. So, ang tanong ko na lang dito, yung mga software na ginagawa ninyo, kayo rin mismo talaga? Sabi mo nga, four-man team lang kayo eh. Pero ibig mong sabihin yung software, kayo rin ang gumagawa?
Currently, we work with IoT platforms. Hindi kasi namin kaya, everything is uploaded in the cloud. So, we can't do everything ourselves. We don't have our own servers yet. Eventually, we will. Kasi it all depends on how much data na we get. Siyempre, kapag huge amounts of data na yan, we'll have to invest in our own internal infrastructure. But because we're an early stage startup and we don't have, a lot of funding, we'll have to work with what we have. And usually, meron namang mga cloud solutions for it.
Oo. In terms of kasi 'di ba, sabi mo nga from farm to tawag dito hanggang dun sa storage tinatawag natin, 'di ba? Papaano papasok ang Anihan Technology pagdating sa ating mga magsasaka?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, for example, with regards to the sensors, of course, we do monitor these types of data: temperature, humidity, light, carbon dioxide. So, for example, naging in your greenhouse, naging more than 36 degrees, nag-shoot over. Parang nilalagnat na yung greenhouse mo. We can actually inform you that it's more than 36 degrees. Please irrigate already if you want, para mag-lessen yung heat stress ng crops. And by collecting large sets of data, we'll have enough baseline data to know which types of crops can grow really in this type of season. Kasi right now, di ba, ang pinaka-problema is really climate change, right? Everybody talks about climate change. Yung even here in the Philippines alone, yung ina-anticipate natin na dry season, hindi na dry season. In the months na ina-anticipate natin, hindi na. Nagiging parang wet season siya. And yung wet season na ina-anticipate natin, nababagsak yung typhoon, hindi na rin yun.
Yes,
di ba?
yes.
So that means we need to be able to collect real-time data. Real-time. And that's what we can provide, real-time data.
Oh, when you talk of real-time data in terms of environment data, halimbawa rainfall, paano nyo ginagawa to? Nakakonekta kayo sa sa DOST Pag-asa?
Yes. Currently we don't collect weather yet. Actually,
Okay.
that's one of the things that we want to push this year, second half of the year, weather data. What we collect is basically hyper-localized data, as in data mismo doon sa greenhouse. And then we geotag that greenhouse. And then in the platform, nakikita nyo lahat ng data na yun. So, kasi, for example, in a weather station, just because, let's say, AccuWeather, just because this is the this is the weather data for a certain region, does not mean that's the weather consistent sa lahat ng provinces within that region.
Exactly,
right?
yes.
So, like, I'll give you an example. Kahit dito sa Maynila, di ba? For example, sasabihin, may bagyo. May bagyo, buong NCR daw. Tapos, sa QC, umuulan. Sa Maynila, hindi. Bakit? Di ba? That means hindi ganun ka-accurate. That doesn't mean that the weather station is wrong. It just means na hindi pa kasing accurate. That means you need a weather station in every province or in every city or in every district to be accurate. And that's what we want to do. We want to have thousands of sensors across the Philippines to become more accurate.
Yes, oo. At malaking malaking pondong kakailanganin mo dyan.
Yes,
Kasi yung
yes.
mga sensor ba, kayo rin ang gumagawa? O ano na siya? Kumbaga, made na siya? Gawa na siya?
We're locally made. So we outsource raw mats or components and we assemble and we deploy. That's also part of the service aspect. Kami mismo yung nagde-deploy. We don't ship. You don't buy us from Lazada. You just let us know where your farm is. Kung saan man yung farm nyo. Kami pupunta, kami mag-install.
So meaning, nako-customize nyo talaga. Ibig sabihin, dun sa alibawa, in Bukidnon, diba? In one farm sa Bukidnon, so, nako-customize nyo talaga kung yung lugar na yon. So, specific talaga na nakikita nyo siya. So, nakikita nyo rin to sa inyong monitoring, gadgets. Tama ba ako? Ng pang-intindi?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, basically, that's it. That's why in our packages, the way our business model works is we have 4 packages para siyang 1 sensor, 3 sensor, 5 sensor, 10 sensor package. And that's classified per greenhouse size. So let's say one sensor is good for a greenhouse that's up to 200 square meters.
But
Para
when
sa
we talk of correct me ng pang-intindi, pero when we talk of greenhouse, limited lang yung area na yon, di ba?
Yes, it's an enclosed,
Pero paano
structure.
pagka isang open farm talaga siya? Pwede rin?
Yeah,
Is it possible
That's a great
din?
question. So far, all of our current product line right now is catered towards enclosed structures. So greenhouses and warehouses.
Okay, enclosed.
The reason being, actually nightmare namin yan, yung bigla na lang magkakabagyo, tapos lilipad na rin yung sensor
Yes.
along with everything. So we prefer to target farms with greenhouses first, of course.
Oo.
That doesn't mean we're gonna stop there. It just means we need to collect enough data and build Anitech to a point na kaya na namin mag-cater to open farms na rin.
So, ibig sabihin, moving forward kayo, so marami pang mga tawag dito, level up na mangyayari ang Anihan
Yes.
Technologies. So, kinakailangan lang is, of course, the support of some government agencies, kung meron ding private companies or mga private individuals dyan na maraming pera, nagtatapon, bigyan nyo lang po ng pondo ang Anihan Technologies.
Yeah, basically, parang ganun na nga siguro yung sinasabi ko, no? Kasi, honestly, I admit, we can't solve the agricultural sector alone. This problem, we can't solve it alone. That's why we would rather partner with anyone and everyone that resonates with our mission and vision. If you want to bring tech-enabled agriculture to the people, then we're open to the conversation. Call me any day, anytime. Basta you want to envision tech-enabled agriculture dito sa Pilipinas, we're very open to it. Kasi nga, we can't do it alone. Like, for example, we may be able to build more sensors down the line or more data solutions down the line. But then at the end of the day, I'm not a farm builder. we're not farm builders. That's not our company. So I have to partner with a farm builder, right?
Yes.
Or a farm manager.
Yes.
I'm not hindi rin ako gumagawa ng warehouse. So I need to partner with someone who builds warehouses or
Yes.
or cold storage or among the other things pa na pwedeng partneran dito sa agricultural sector. I'm not a seed company either. I can't distribute seeds. So I would rather partner with those types of companies, 'di ba, who actually has an existing user base na.
Oo. So talagang kinakailangan marami kang maging katuwang. Hindi makakayanan ng Anihan Technologies yan alone, no, to solve the gaps and to solve the problem, the pressing issues ng mga food losses na tinatawag natin. But of course, alam ko, Jill, sooner or later makakatapos ka sa yung master's degree, no? Looking forward ako dyan, Jill, kasi alam ko marami ka pang mararating sa buhay. But sa mga katulad mong mga kabataan, no, mukha ka pa namang bata. Mensahe mo sa mga kapwa mo kabataan na may mga kumbaga namimili pa ng propesyon at gustong makamit, no, sa kanilang buhay. Mensahe mo para sa kanila at sa ating mga magsasaka rin at mga private companies or even government. Go ahead, Jill.
Yeah, I guess I say to the youth, I mean, I'm not an agriculturist. I'm not hindi that's not my background. I'm a physicist. Dapat nga nasa bangko ako ngayon crunching numbers. That would have been my path, but somehow the universe or God led me to the agricultural sector, and I'm completely obsessed with it. And it's not easy. Actually, whoever is in the agricultural sector already knows that this path or this life that we chose to work in this sector is not going to be easy. It's going to be really hard, but down the line, it's developmental work that you're doing. You are building something that this country needs. And I guess at the end of the day, that's what really matters to me or to my team. We know na whatever we make, kahit ano pang technology yan, we want to be able to, disseminate that technology everywhere so that everyone benefits, so that we can fix this sector na nag-stagnate na siya for decades. And we want to keep up and be globally competitive. I want to be a part of that. I want to be part of the Philippines, a country that's geared towards an agricultural sector that's very globally competitive. And for the youth out there, whatever degree or course that you're taking, you can actually apply it to agriculture. Marketing, accounting, engineering, it doesn't matter. What really matters is the passion and the obsession for this sector, because you're gonna need it. Agricultural sector work is developmental work, as they say.
Mensahe mo sa mga ahensya ng gobyerno na pwedeng makatulong sa'yo.
Well, okay. Yeah, I guess for the government, if anyone is listening, I'd say I hope that the efforts that you're working towards farm clustering and farm consolidation is doubled or tripled, so that we can be able to tap into those clustered farms right away. I hope there's a way wherein we can allocate, budget on building more greenhouse facilities and nurseries, building more post-harvest facilities. Yeah, it's also, I mean, we have this solution, but down the line, our sensors won't work without cellular towers or IoT infrastructure dispersed in this country. So it's also an infrastructure thing. So the ICT maybe, or to any other agency that's working on infrastructure, power, energy, cellular towers. Pati na rin irrigation, it would help if we intensify our efforts there. And I guess also just putting in my economist hat, perhaps we can also explore a way for to provide subsidies to agricultural stakeholders to use emerging technologies such as ours. Kahit upfront cost lang, honestly. Kahit upfront cost lang. Kasi subsidizing the upfront cost of these technologies will help standardize already or help innovate these farms down the line. So rather than just, I'm not saying, obviously, I'm not saying that you shouldn't subsidize fertilizers and seeds. Of course, that's important. It's important. But we can, if there is still some leeway to subsidize technologies like ours, it doesn't even have to be just ours. Marami pang other technologies being commercialized in the university, fruit coatings to extend shelf life, weather stations, etc., etc. So a lot of researchers, not just me, a lot of project teams out there are working on big things, and they just need a bridge. They just need a bridge to implement to the farms or to the warehouses.
Jill, sa sinabi mong yan, ang daming pumasok sa isip ko no. Malaki ba ang gap natin pagdating sa storage? May malaki ba tayong problema sa ganyan? Kasi mukhang somehow parang ito yung malaking contributor kung bakit marami tayong nasisira na mga farm products. Tama ba ako?
Yes, it's that 10 to 40%. Yeah, majority of that is also at storage level.
Wow.
Yes.
Do you have any data can we able to see? Meron ba tayong mga ganon? Parang wala ko nakikita sa sa DA binibisita ko yung
Yeah, that's a great question. The answer to it, none. There's no real-time data, there's no updated data on it. The last that I've seen was a decade ago.
Really? So. Okay, sige.
Yeah.
Dahil sinabi mo yan.
That's why we want to do this. That's why we want to do this. So that we can actually see where the food loss happens, how much is really being lost per crop, per supply chain stage. So yes, to answer your question, wala pa. That's why we're here.
Oo. Pero, at saka, Jill, sa totoo lang, ako ginagamit ko lang sentido común ko eh. Hindi ako PhD, hindi rin ako master. Pero ako, sentido común lang ang ginagamit ko. Parang malaking porsyento yung storage problem natin sa bansa. Kasi, most ng mga kwento, hindi lang kwento, kundi mga balita talaga, ay talagang yung hindi lang kasi may isa transportation, wala pag-transport ng food. Hindi na natin problema because we have a lot of farm to market road projects. We have a lot of vehicles naman. Kung meron mang problema doon is yung nagtatalo na lang yan sa presyo ng gasolina. Yung gastos mo doon, 'di ba? At saka yung rental ng sasakyan. But of course, again, doon talaga tayo, mukhang sa storage tayo may malaking gap. Kasi kahit yung mga rice farmers natin, ito yung matindi ang problema nila eh. At ang isa pang question ko sa inyo, paano kayo papasok in terms of kasi may texter lang tayo rito from the Philippine Seed Association of the Philippines, no? Ano ang technology naman na pwede nyong ibigay pagdating sa mga seed companies? Jill?
Seed companies. Well, technically we don't have direct but I know that seed companies do some trials kasi in certain farms. What we do actually is collect. We want to be able to collect data through that farm management platform that we're building with a Canadian startup called Verde. So Verde is basically a comprehensive farm management platform, like I said, that can be able to collect all types of farm data, including the seeds that are being used. So for seed companies that are looking for basically farm data, we can be able to come up with a partnership in order for them to access that data with the farmer's consent, of course.
Oh.
So yun, yes. Kasi with input suppliers, you want to be able to reduce yung risk profile nila. Risk profile in terms of, let's say, what kind of variety is best for this type of soil type or slope or field size, di ba?
Oo, yes.
You won't know unless you have that type of data. And if we're collecting that data, then we'll be able to tell seed companies, oh, perhaps your seeds can work well in this certain land area.
Oo, tama ka dyan. And in terms of storage, ano naman yung tawag dito, technology pagdating sa storage? Ano yung technology ng Anihan doon?
Yeah, we don't build the storage. We're just partnered with with a rice hermetic storage company. Actually, hindi lang siya rice. Grains hermetic storage technology company.
Kayo ay nakikinig sa programang Boses ng Magsasaka.
We don't build the storage. We can partner with a storage provider in order to digitize and monitor the storage solution that they have.
Oh, I see. I get it. Sige.
Boses ng Magsasaka.
May mga gusto ko pang sabihin na hindi ko na itanong. Kasi marami na akong naurirat sa'yo. Marami na rin akong nalaman. But basically, kahit na sabi nga newbie lang kayo sa industriya, no? But yung inyong vision at mission, no, para makatulong sa agricultural sector ay isa ng malaking hakbang na ginawa nyo. Kasi mas yayaman ka sana kung iba yung kasi ako personally, nung ini-interview kita ngayon, parang sakripisyo to sa'yo Sakripisyo in terms of, syempre yung natapos mo, 'di ba? Kumbaga, mas malaki na sana kinikita mo at hindi ka nangangarag ngayon.
Yes.
At ikaw pa yung nagpo-put up ng 'di ba, human capital, pera talaga, 'di ba? Financial capital. So, ang dami mong isinasakripisyo, Gillian, para lang makatulong sa sektor ng agrikultura sa sabi nga natin yung 10 to 40% food loss natin ay mabigyan ng kulupasan. But of course, then again, baka meron ka pang mga naisabihin na hindi ko na itanong, nasa iyo ang huling pagkakataon, at baka may nakalimutan kang i-acknowledge at sabihan, hinga ng tulong.
Yeah, I guess
nasa yung pagkakataon. Go ahead.
I guess on our end, hindi pa kami tapos. Definitely, our journey has just started. Hindi pa nga namin nasa-scratch yung surfaces. So, this is practically, whatever we have right now, the sensors that we have is just version 2, version 1. Wala pa nga ata version 2 version 1 technically. And we will keep improving and we will keep developing down the line. And we will keep, we will keep servicing farms and warehouses as best as we can. But we can't do it alone. Hence the reason why, if there's a chance to work with different organizations and government agencies and private companies, we would gladly do so. Just so that we can disseminate the technology faster, because that's what matters anyway. And in terms of anyone that wants to work with us as well, I mean, internally, we are open. We are open to, having more people in the team. Because like I just said, we're just a team of 4. Eventually, when we have more funding, we're gonna need a team of agriculturists, engineers, people in marketing that want to dip their hands in agriculture. Yeah, and overall, I guess with Anitech, we have a lot of ideas, and we want to be able to build something towards the agricultural sector that can be used for decades. And so, hopefully, if any agency is listening, if you're willing to talk and willing to put in the time and the effort into research and innovation and doing wide scale implementation, definitely we won't shy away from it.
Nako, thank you, Gillian. Sana hindi ito ang una at huli na makakapanayam kita. At
hopefully the next time you talk to me, mas okay kami. Marami pang update, di ba?
Malay mo, di ba, through Boses ng Magsasaka, ay makakalap ka ng iba pang makakatuwang mo sa iyong layunin sa sektor ng agrikultura. Marami kang makakapartner dyan sa Anihan Technologies mo. At sampalataya naman ako na magtatagumpay ka sa iyong tinahak na landas, Gillian, because this is not for your personal naman na hindi ito pansariling layunin, kundi ito ay para sa sektor ng agrikultura at para sa bayan naman, 'di ba, Gillian? At any rate, God bless you more, your company, Anihan Technologies, and you, your family as well. No, sa iyong papa, lalo na pakikumusta mo ako sa kanya. At maraming salamat sa ibinigay mong pagkakataon sa amin ngayon.
Yes, thank you so much, Cathy, and good morning, afternoon to everyone.
Okay, inyo po nga napanood ang atin po nga magandang panauhin na walang iba kundi si Binibining Gillian Santos ng Anihan Technologies. Sana po ay nagbigay po sa inyo ng kaalaman at impormasyon ang mga ibinahagi na talakayan po namin ni Gillian at na nag-iwan sa inyo ng pangmatagalang kakintalan. Hanggang sa muli po, ito po ang inyong lingkod, Cathy Cruz, na lagi pong magiging boses ng magsasaka.
Maririnig na, laban sa kahirapan, panlipunang katarungan.
Angat ang kabuhayan, ahon sa kinabukasan. Magsasaka, magkaisa. Angat ahon, mga magsasaka. Angat ahon.
Inyong napakinggan ang palatuntunang Boses ng Magsasaka, programa sa radyo para sa magsasakang Pilipino. Boses ng Magsasaka, inihandog sa inyo ng tunay na magsasakang si Ka Silver Bonto, kasama si Cathy Cruz. Hanggang sa susunod na pagtatanghal ng Boses ng Magsasaka.